Hey everybody, this is your 13th Health Hack. We're coming to you live from Health From Within Family Wellness Center. And today what we're going to be talking about is innate intelligence and universal intelligence. So if you're in my office, we're always talking about physical, chemical, emotional stress. But sometimes, a good friend of mine recently mentioned, well, what about that thing called innate intelligence, which really governs holistic, chiropractic, neurological care? What is it that innate intelligence does? What does it do for the body? What is it? What's the meaning of it? Well, innate intelligence is that internal God-given flow from your brain to your spinal cord to your nerves. It's that internal intelligence that tells your heart to beat, your lungs to expand and contract, your stomach to digest food, and for life in your body to work at 100%. And so what we know to be true from a chiropractic standpoint, and this is, since 1895 when chiropractic was founded by D.D. Palmer, and then his son, Dr. B.J. Palmer, just kind of moved the profession forward, is what it is it's that internal life flow. It's that life flow that says, you know what? Body, we can make new tissue cells. We can make new heart cells. We can make new lung cells. We can make new liver cells. And sometimes we get a little confused about what's doing the healing in our body. And sometimes patients get confused, and sometimes we don't explain it well enough. So I thought we would have that conversation today, because whenever we talk about innate intelligence, we have to talk about its brother or sister, don't want to be sexist here, called universal intelligence, which universal intelligence is going to be the entire universe, obviously, right? The intelligence that governs every living and non-living thing, right? Within the world, the galaxy, right? Innate intelligence is that friend from within inside of you. And I just coined a term by Dr. Sid Williams. He does a whole beautiful series on the friend within. And the friend within really talks about innate intelligence. Innate intelligence is that subconscious voice. And even if you're agnostic or whatever you believe from a spiritual or maybe even a religious standpoint, we can all agree that life flow in your body comes from your brain. Your brain tells your body what to do. Tells your spinal cord what to do, tells your organs what to do. And if that life flow or if that intelligence can't move, then your body's not capable of doing anything when it's stuck or blocked. And so when we have the conversation about innate, we also have to have the conversation about vitalism. And vitalism says that the body's a self-healing, self-regulating organism that was designed to be healthy and not sick. And so when we're really following the principles of principle chiropractic, what we're looking at is what is the cause of the dysfunction that's causing innate not to work like it's supposed to, right? And what we always say is that's always tricky because innate's always working the way it's supposed to, right? Maybe not the way we want it to, per se. Maybe it's not on our schedule, right? But even when we're sick or we're expressing health, innate is working perfectly. And what we know from a chiropractic standpoint is less interference is always better than more. So that's why we're going to look at what even Dr. D.D. Palmer called the triune of health, right? And we're going to look at those pathophysiological stresses. We're going to look at those different parts of the subluxation complex that are going to cause innate to malfunction or just really get off course. Because even the most what we consider to be abnormal dysfunctions in the body, with innate, those are totally normal. The body's processing out, like a fever, for example. We kind of touched on this a little bit last week, and maybe I didn't take the concept all the way forward, but when a fever happens, your body's boiling off bacteria. It's boiling off of germs. That is innate at its full potential. Innate is working there, right? And what we want to do chiropractically is just help guide innate. Help release that impulse. So if there's too many chemical, physical, emotional stresses, right? Because sometimes we block innate with our subconscious thoughts and our negative chatter, right? Even though that's innate as well, right? We don't want that negative vibration. I was listening to Dr. Sid a few minutes ago, and he was talking about all the things we tell ourselves, right? The lack mentality or the lack of abundance that we have. The different messages that we hear from other people, even when we're little and small and growing up, that say you're not good enough, you'll never amount to anything, you're garbage, right? All these different things and these lies that we believe. Innate can't express its full potential when that's happening. And so that's where what we're going to do is release that hidden impulse. That's where we're going to look inside the body, the brain and the spinal cord. And we're going to get God's power moving in a direction so that life can express through you. Full life expression. And universal intelligence is when everybody, right? If we think of everybody releasing that full innate potential at 100%, imagine how much greater and how much more amazing the world would be. From an expansive standpoint, if we think about that vibration, right, that one small thing and that little small thing turning into a very big thing. I mean, think about it right now. All the stuff that goes out there in the media and in the news and all that. Imagine if all the people that were creating all this stuff, good and bad, right? Imagine if all those people were releasing 100% expression of themselves. I wonder if people would be more loving. I wonder if they might be more or less divisive, right? I wonder if there'd be more unity as a people, as a country, as a world even. I mean, we can think about some of these foreign leaders that are kind of crazy and off their rocker and stuff like that, right? Are they releasing full innate potential? Because innate is that inner wisdom that's allowing us to have the full expression of ourselves, allowing us to be who we were designed to be. I call it our genius, right? And the only way we reach that full potential is by being aware of what isn't working in our lives, right? That's the emotional part of that hidden inborn potential. And so what I'm going to ask you to do today is what are you doing right now? What are you doing actively in your life to know if your innate potential is clear? I mean, the first and foremost thing you need to be doing is getting your brainstem bone checked. This first bone. Because if we think about cells, tissues, organs, being able to organize, being able to work effectively, being able to work at 100%, being able to have normal cellular function, if we think about all the endocrinological systems in your body and all the neural pathways working like they're supposed to, the body can't do that without innate intelligence. And that's all controlled by your brain. So when we talk about innate, we have to talk about life flow. And life only happens from the brain down the spinal cord and out over the nerves to every cell, tissue, and organ. So what I want you to think about is, besides chiropractically getting adjusted, which is the most important thing, what else are you doing? What are you doing in your life to have an attitude of gratitude and release that hidden potential? Are you breathing enough? You know, we talk about 49 breaths all the time in my office. In the nose and out the mouth, but in between, what are we doing? We're doing affirmations. I am beautiful. I am loving. I am great. Why is that? Because sometimes we've had the stinking thinking in our brain so long where we've told ourselves we're a certain way that we're believing the lie. That's not the full expression of innate. Is innate expressing? Yes. But how much of that is innate and how much of that is the world? And what we want to do is get that positive, loving, internal or innate vibration moving in the direction that our Creator designed it to. And then we know that there's going to be full expansion with not only in our direct, like, I guess you could say chain of command, right? Within our family, our family members, our uncles, our aunts, our brothers, our sisters, right? But then think about the ripple effect. If everybody was vibrating from that friend from within, instead of vibrating from a lack mentality or a lack of abundance or a less than mentality, think about how much better the world would be. I just want to give you a couple of quotes from D.D. and B.J. Palmer. D.D. Palmer said that universal intelligence manifests in living things as does innate intelligence, and it provides purpose, balance, and direction to all biological function. B.J. Palmer clearly differentiated innate intelligence from mental impulse. According to B.J. Palmer, mental impulse is that accumulation of immaterial units of intellectual energy, which after having been absorbed, transformed, and expelled through the brain, innate intelligence deems of proper quantity, and quality to personify specific characteristic functions. B.J. Palmer, right? And that's from a series, that's quoted from a series of green books, which to let you know, you're like, what the heck is a green book? Basically, Dr. B.J. Palmer and D.D. Palmer, over the series of their life, wrote all these different volumes of green books. I mean, I've probably got 20 or 30 of them. I don't even know how many there are, right? Where they're outlining what chiropractic is and what it isn't, right? And there's a few people, in the country right now that could be reading those, right? Because most people don't know, because we're in this like crisis, insurance, back pain, lower back pain, neck pain, every pain type of like syndrome, and we think that's what holistic neurological chiropractic care is, and it's not. Couldn't be further from it. And if you're confused about that, you can watch my advanced healthcare class that's out there. So innate intelligence, that God-given inborn intelligence that allows your body to heal, allows it to focus on pure healing, pure love, right? We want to release that in you. If you haven't been checked holistically, neurologically, and chiropractically today, let's make sure that happens. Let's get that first bone checked. Let's get that spinal cord checked. Let's make sure that nerve flow can release that full potential to the organs so they can heal at 100%. And let's start working on our emotions. Let's start, when we hear that subconscious voice, when that voice is telling us something out of love, let's listen to it. When it's telling us something that's maybe not that vibration of love, let's start to say, well, this is information, these are things that Innate's really trying to draw forward to me so I can start to work on it. Right? Start to make myself, create the genius within me, the friend within. Start to really fine tune that so I can be the best version of myself possible, okay? Hope you learned something today, all right? If you have somebody that you want to get in so we can check them to make sure that their innate potential is functioning at 100%, what you're going to do is call the office, 760-385-8352, and we're going to bless you with the gift of life. And what we'll do, we'll provide a $700 preloaded gift card to cover their exam, consultation, and their results. And all they're going to do is pay a small administrative fee, okay? Tune in at 3 o'clock. Today, I think, ended up being like 3:20, right? But usually it'll be 3 o'clock. Share this, like this, right? Would love to hear your feedback about, if we were clear enough and concise enough, week to week. And, if there's any questions you have, we would love to entertain those, okay? God bless you. Have a great day. Take care.